What's going on, everyone? I hope you are all doing well wherever you may be viewing from. Thank you for joining me on a very windy, there goes the, I can't keep my camera up, episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and yes, it's already blown my hat off, it's blowing my camera over, blowing my stuff off, my pans, so it is just like incredibly windy day out here. We got up that for the next couple of days, so we're going to get right to the gold station because I can't suspend the I can't keep playing catch with the camera here. So let's turn to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana before it blows down and check out what we got today, because I'm excited about this one. He's excited about it, right, big boy? The Wonder Dog is out with me, sitting in his new chair. He likes the cushion. But yeah, we got stuff just wailing around. Appreciate everyone that watched and commented on my April Fool's video with our gold and our John R. prospecting geode. So that was I just kind of came up with that spur of the moment. Thought it might be humorous. And it was great. I love you. Some of you guys thinking the same thing I'd be thinking, like, that can't be right. One comment said I was about to text that John must have put that in there. And yeah, it was. And then I had to go back through at one point because I was trying to film it where I'm smacking it. So I had to go back and pan because I dropped a piece of gold. I was using one of my smaller pans here. But yeah, I had to go through and pan it out, the crumbles, to find my piece of gold. When I dropped, I think, oh crap, if it went on the ground, I'm gonna lose that little flake. I mean, it was not a tiny flake, you saw, but yeehaw. So yeah, thank you all so much for the comments. I hope you got a little laugh out of that, and maybe scratch your head for a minute. That's all I was really going for. But yes, we got in another order from one of what's become one of my favorite pay dirt companies for sure, RJ's. Everything out of here. RJ's PAYDIRT, and this is their new offering that they've just come out with. Normally we get I think it started out at 30. I'm not sure what it is now for their basic gem bag, golden gem bag with no guarantee, but usually you got around 2/10 or better of gold, as I recall, on it, and then tons of awesome gems. Well, this one came in. It says, "Thank you so much for the order again." This is the S'OLD EM bag. God bless Eric and RJ. And this one's packed a little fuller than the first bags, but this comes with a guaranteed 1/2 gram of gold, and you can already see some of that crystallized silver guaranteed. I think it was 6 ounces. 6 grams, 6 ounces, 6 grams of crystallized silver, plus, if you see there, faceted gems. And actually, I was on the description on this one, it says what I haven't seen before on it, talking about those, because we have wondered about the gems that were in here, because they've got like these and in the heart shape and pear shape, all different varieties. And it was, was it just cut glass? I'd asked some people about it, because they usually it looked like the detail of them, and you can see how nice the faceting is on these. I just assumed it had to be mass produced somewhere, but as you can see on the description here, it has a list of all the different things that these are made of. So I just think that is awesome. And they always include a little vial in there with it. And this time they included a big screw vial with this one, I guess, for your since you got a display of silver to go with it. But then it had this, and it said on it came in like that. I didn't see till I opened it before I came out here. And it's RJ's PAYDIRT. It says, "Sorry for the delay, got called out of town for work." And RJ's, and there was, I didn't consider it any delay at all. They were very prompt. They're always quick to get it out. A week to 10 days is quick for me on any PAYDIRT orders, and I think they're under that a lot of the times, because I've ordered them now from them for, I think this is our 4th or 5th 4th or 5th order. We'll have to see. I need to start an RJ's playlist like I have for Miners Depot and Gold Nugget Sales and Gold Bay when we used to do Gold Bay. But check that out. It's a copper, and everything you can see is just below it. Everything. The United States, beautiful eagle, 999 fine copper, 1 ounce copper with the Liberty. That is that is so awesome. I don't have anything like that. Vendetta sent me my first copper. Was a Vendetta copper round, one of the first ones I think he ever did when he was first started doing them, and he'd sent it to me with my I think it was for my 50th episode or 50 subscriber or whatever, 50th episode I believe, when we did the 5 gram bag, and I got that big nugget from him. But yeah, this is a different thing here. So that is just beautiful, man. Eric, RJ, thank y'all so much. But you said just an awesome little surprise thrown in there. Just because it's the kind of people they are. And then like the stuff that you get in the bags for the gyms and all that on their because she's RJ and he's Eric, so I'm not sure what their partnership is, but yeah, they he did something about RJ. I get the message back saying RJ was what she'd like for you to you know, do a review, on their site for you. So I don't know if they know that I'm Bayou Gold guy or not, but yeah, I do reviews for them, and I'm always very, very happy with everything we've done and recommend you guys to get them. So like I said, this is a different animal though. This one is 100 and was it 105 or 115? I'll put the number up on here. It was but like I said, guaranteed a 0.5 gram, guaranteed crystallized silver, and then of course it's loaded with all the other goodies and gems and minerals and quartzes. And that first bag we did from them, we got the bismuth crystal. That is so cool. They're a great source for getting my one of my favorite things in these is I thought that was peacock ore, but that is and that's the other thing. Yes, and they also have a number of, man, I've got my stand so splayed to keep me from blowing over. Even here at the table, I can't work it in right, and I'm in my own shadow, of course. Sorry guys, technical maybe. Then the cloud will come. Then the clouds move back in, and I'll have to rearrange to see that. But always, the only thing was disappointing was in this bigger bag before. Whenever I say disappointing, it doesn't matter. But they were always cool because they came in the fish scale, like this colored hologram bag. That's what their mailers would come in. So it was, it'd be the gold, solid gold, with that kind of fish scale pattern of reflection on it. Just made it look like a damn target. To be honest, when I thought about it in hindsight, that as they were ripping stuff off, that may not be the best flair for these corrupt carriers. But check that out. First thing at the top of the bag, because I'm pretty sure this stuff comes, I don't know if it comes out of from the stations at the depots, the office, where the post offices themselves, or in the carriers. I don't know how the security works on it, but like I said, there's people I still haven't been able to file for that damn missing, the one they ripped off from Gentleman Prospector and cut open the package. And 4 times I've tried to file for it, and it keeps rejecting it. I need to call them. But look at that. We've got the yellow. I think that may be the cisterine. Like I said, I'll show again the list of what they put in there. But the fastening on that stuff, I can get it to show it that my big finger's in the way. Like I said, they're nice, sharp. Very rarely are they uneven on the, and that's on the small ones, and that's a big one. And then, like I said, there's a, oh, that's gonna be chasing it around here. That's the pair. Just I mean, very, very nice. So let's we're gonna have a number of holding pans. We'll keep our little gems in there. We'll keep our polished stones over here. There. So that way, whenever I'm doing this, I can see them. Man, the wind's lifting the pans. And just giving them hails, I tells you. Let's go ahead, since we are, I need to hold these things down anyway, pin them, and we'll keep us some water here so we can rinse stuff off as we pull it out. Like I said, we've got us a variety of holders we can use today. But yeah, that's a cool start to have those. Oh man, see, that's why you wouldn't want something in there important, and it's gone. We're gonna use John's geodes, and that was his. We showed that before. That's his cool. See, now the sun's out. I can't see the damn screen at all. Oh, the camera. The camera will fall over as I'm gone. You'll catch me running across the yard chasing a pan or something, and laying on its side like they do on those videos. But yeah, you can see how yellow it turns whenever you get it wet. Very cool. And these were his Indiana geodes that he had sent. That's why from the ones that we got, we had a little bit. You can see there was some crystallization forming in there all around it. That quartz, the piece that he had sent me that he thought was his favorite, one of the best ones he had gotten, is that one. And you can see all those where the points where the crystals had formed around it, and that was a pretty good size one for looks like for the curvature of it. So really appreciate that again, John. Even the pieces that broke off, you can see where it's just solid quartz, where the cavity didn't form, or those would have been. Literally, that's blowing. It's blowing me. I felt it push me. That's a hard gust. All right, let's. This wind's kind of got me discombobulated on what I need to pin. And then, of course, we were talking about our new bottles last week. And y'all, I was doing the video like this, and you couldn't see what I was saying. But yeah, these thin plastic, you see when you squeeze them, they come back, but very slowly. Unlike of course, the nice, very flexible, because it's a 3 times thicker plastic on these. So yeah, $5 for these, $10 for these. Just keep getting these, and this will be all right for sucking up dirt and stuff out the side. But it's like I said, it had pretty good suction where when you put it on your finger, but you got to squeeze it to make it pop open. So yeah, the cheapies just aren't worth it. But that was that's why we do it. And I got the 4 nice larger vials out of it, so it wasn't a complete waste, and still, like I said, it was good. So all right, what do we have? Polished stones, gem. We'll put our polished stones in with our gems there. Try to consolidate a bit. And again, this is the kind of stuff that you get out of here. Is that beautiful? Look at just the rusting in that, the quartz, the depths of has that almost that agate quality to it. Especially when you get them wet. We'll have that for our bigger rock holder. Let's put a little water in here. There's the polished. Oh, that's what we were going to have was for our silver. Very nice. I guess we'll throw our silver over there in our. And then that's what that's the only thing about getting this stuff wet is stones like that disappear. That is a beautiful big faceted pear. Is that not gorgeous? And these are large. These are nice and large. And look at that. They've got those that look like a polished. It has that opal quality to it. And that's another thing that's always cool about this stuff is they had some really nice pyrites. Look at that. That's a great pyrite sample. I always like it when it's got the cubic piece is still pronounced and in sharp like that in it. There's another polished. Oh, that's a nice one. Check out that. That's a beauty. The green and the white. Another big piece of slate. There's a cool green stone. And then we'll find anything we missed. Oh, there's a green. Is that a peridot or a cut? Yeah, look at that. That's a green round. Look at that facet on that. How beautiful that is. And now knowing that they're not just colored glass, that they actually are minerals and crystals. And then there we go. We always have some nice bits of copper to be found. And then look at there, that's a beauty. Look how it's got the flat. Gizmo, what's wrong, huh? Hurricane got your chair. There's my boy. Look at the faceting on that point, that quartz, clear quartz. That is awesome. Stuff and that's a nice. That looked really red. Oh, that yeah. Is the red picking up on that? It's a very deep red. And you see how right there where the light goes through it, the translucence. I'm not sure what. If that's a giant. If that's a garnet, that's the biggest garnet I've ever seen. That's very cool. Another shard from the silver. But yeah, I was recommending these from the very first one. Had some nice gold, really pretty gold. And pour off some of that water. And all the stuff to find, and it's like, man, this is made for kids and kids of all ages. If you enjoy finding, getting stuff out of your pay dirt, going through, there's some little bit of amethyst, polished amethyst with some quartz on it. Oh, there's another very nice. Where's my damn? There is another. Oh, there's another one there too. Couple of more. Man, this one's going to be loaded. And sometimes you'd get several. That's just a clear quartz piece there. In a bag, you would have several different pyrite there, different cut stones. There it is. That's the one I saw there. Another yellow, but this one's a square. You can see where there's a little black sand there. My magnetized tweezers are picking up on it, grabbing it out. But look at that square. I forget, is that called the marquee, or is the pear? Which one's the marquee cut? But that looks awesome. And then that same thing, that little oval cut with a beautiful look at that. You can see the faceting on it. It's smooth around the edge. They do a hell of a job. I'm always impressed with those. And some very nice. That doesn't look just like white polish. That looks like the opal quality to it, where it has that iridescence. There's a couple of those in there. Look at that, how it picks up the light even out here in the cloud, in the overcast. That's just wild. Again, when you see the the quality of those, I think, I don't know. I think they look worth something to me for costume jewelry type stuff that's made of real stuff. There's another. I'm not sure what that one is, but it's got that same red kind of quality to it. Another very nice piece of silver there. Look at that branch. It's like that. Look at that beautiful red. That is like blood red pair of facets. Look at the facets on that. How clean. I mean, those have got to be machined, right? Even if they're genuine, somebody's not sitting there cutting these one by one, are they? I mean, how could you do that? I can see using chip scrap material, being able to do that, and do stuff, but we, feed it into some kind of AI thing that'll line it up and cut it. There's another one. We're just gonna be hitting. That's a nice full square one there. That was a rectangle. I mean, cuts the square as the rectangle, and then that's the square cut. But another beautiful yellow, and the fastening comes just. I am blown away by what these guys put in their material. And from speaking as someone that's always put in there's a garnet. That's a garnet for us. Unfortunately, if y'all saw last week, we did our awesome. I just now bagged it up from drying up the gold nugget sales. Nugget Falls from the Mendenhall's Glacier. And he'd sent me a message because I'd asked him about it, saying that sadly they were out of garnets and could not find them anymore. And I had said before, we're always just lucky to be able to get, when you're dealing with natural material like that, you're lucky to be able to get it. I don't know if this mic is shielding everything from the wind. I just let it look, make sure it's on. Another beautiful piece of pyrite. Nice copper nugget. And another beautiful yellow and that's got a lot of faceting to it. Check that out. Yeehaw. Oh, look at there. There's something we were looking for. Yeehaw. They have some beautiful gold they put in here, and there is our first piece. It's got a little bit of wrinkle, carrot. It looks like a lobster claw. or the head of that worm that comes out. Hey, Mr. Minix, there's the worm that comes out from Empire Strikes Back out of the out of the hole. This is not a cave. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, oh, look, there's another. Look, there's another piece. I found that. Oh, look, another piece. Oh, wait, it's the same one over and over again. Lots of that beautiful. Look how that just does that iridescence in the, well, forget it, in real life it looks really good, and the camera doesn't translate quite as well. There's another green. Oh, that's a cut. That's a green. I guess that's a peridot cut. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Because it really has it just glows neon green. There's a nice honker coming out there. Look at that hunk of silver. That's beautiful. Oh, that weighs 3 grams in itself, probably. Yeah, it's very nice. It looks like a coral reef growing out, except silver. Another nice piece of pyrite there. That chunky, very, very cubic. Another piece of amethyst. A little polished amethyst. Very nice. Oh, look at that. I haven't seen one of those that color before. They're falling out in pairs now. But look at that. That is like an orange. and it's big. It's very large. And look at the faceting on it. That's beautiful, man. That is very cool. And then the clear, the amethyst. I guess that's an amethyst on that purple. Awesome. That definitely stood out with that big orange piece of glassy looking stone. There's another. I think that's another piece of garnet. Oh, and there's another one of our peridot. Oh, look! I didn't see that one come out. See, we wouldn't see that if it was in the water. But look at that diamond. I don't know if that's a topaz or a. But that's a honker right there. See, it's got the blue in the sun there. You can really see it stand out with the blue. Terrazzo, or not? No, that's that's a tile. I used to have terrazzo bathroom. But yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, when the sun comes out, it changes the color. It changes the color on them. Well, like I said, they're falling out two at a time. Another large oval and a little clear round. I'm not a gem guy, a jewelry guy. I just think it looks pretty, but having a bunch of them in a pay dirt bag is kind of novel. And especially when they look like that. Like there's another one. There's another round, a round amethyst. And again, it's not like when you see those facets that they're uneven or they're broken or chipped, or it's another nice piece of silver. Oh, I just saw a shard. Copper. Is that a copper shard? Like a needle almost. I think that's copper. Nice silver there. All right. It looks like we finish off with another blue oval. Gotta weigh that. I think it'll be gone to the next town if I don't weigh it down. Look at that. Look at that. How blue that is in the sun. Very nice. So yeah, you got a couple of kids, you dump out half a bag each and let them go through and pick out. We're not even haven't gotten to like the tiger's eye. There's a little tiger's eye. Smaller amethyst in there. Gold, the silver. There's enough for, like I said, there's enough for a couple of them to have plenty to pick through and find. Very nice orange, if that's citrine or not. So we got this one that's already in water. We went through pretty thoroughly. And that one, I'm sure we're going to find more stuff. We get more silver out too. So, all right, I'm going to set up my big pan and secure the rest of this. It's blown away because the wind has picked up since I started. That's a nice one. I'm not sure how it could have picked up more than it was sitting out here blowing. And I was thinking about getting over there in the corner. I tried to see about setting up over there on the back side, and it's whipping around so much it's still lifting. It's just there's no getting out of it except to go in. We've got our water set up. We got our jet dry in. The camera's propped up, kinda. Everything's weighed down mostly. Let's take a little bit out of that and not do so much at one time, since we're looking for other goodies in there as we go. Man, I'm still stuffed from lobster mushroom risotto. If you guys saw that video, I'm pretty sure I posted it. I did a lobster mushroom risotto the other night. I hadn't done a risotto in many years, and that's the first time I've done one that was all both mushroom and first time I've done a lobster. I've done it plain and then with mushroom, but man, it turned out really good, super rich. I guess the only thing different that it really needs grated Parmesan rather than or Parmesan. That was Rick and Morty. I wondered how many people. I know we got Rick and Morty fans out there. We're going to catch that. That was one of my favorite. When they moved to an alternate dimension, that's the only difference in that dimension, in that reality. Was the way they pronounced Parmesan. They pronounce it Parmesan. But yeah, man, though that big one lobster tail, I got those at Walmart coming through again, under $10 for 2 lobster tails. Normally that was like $18 or something. That was half price, and man, they were good. They were very sweet, but that using the boater poaching worked out great. So thanks to anybody that watched that. I went ahead and made it long. I just did. I mean, I cut a 40 minutes out of it, but I was showing more of the details in case somebody actually wanted to try and make it. You just go up on Google and you can find a number of different recipes, and then just alternate them to fit what you want to do, like I did. That wasn't any single recipe, because it's just basically doing the rice, and then you add whatever you're going to put in it. But yeah, it was fun, and very, like I said, it was tons better than what I'd gotten. That risotto, it had I kept saying earthy, but that stuff that I got from Ramsey, it had earthy as far as where it has that kind of dirt earthy quality to it, where it's not, it wasn't like I said, I wouldn't buy it again after I'd gotten the risotto from that, compared to how good the what's his other dish that he makes, the the Wellington bites that he did that were delicious. But yeah, thanks for watching. Oh man, hand is just relentless. I gotta sit there and hold the camera with one hand, and all it is a little stand with the camera on top, and we're in the corner back here, and it's still just whipping. It's the gusts coming through that kick up. It's a constant wind, and then the gusts. Yeah, I got a job. I could be pressure washing for a roof. I need to do a coating on that. Last week I went up and put in 2 full bags of screws on the son of a bitch. Basically re-screwed it down. But yeah, I just can't. I don't pressure wash, and especially if I gotta climb on ladders and be up on top of stuff. You got a 3,200 pound water jet coming off, or you're holding out, and then a gust of wind comes and blows you to the side. Yeah, no, it can wait. It's like, let's do pay dirt. And yeah, easier said than done out here. But yeah, RJ's has got a whole new selection of stuff that's on their website, along with their original golden gem bag. It's still, I think it was like $40 postage. This was postage paid on it. Look at that gold showing up there. So yeah, the 100. I'm thinking. Because I put the price on it before, but yeah, that was including postage on this. But as I was saying, as someone that, you know, and just like John, our prospect, like I said before, he and I would put in orders for stuff to throw in our bags. That'd be, you know, we'd spend hundreds of dollars on getting samples of stuff in for this or from that from India. Then you'd order it again, and it would, you know, be totally different stuff, and that was never included. I mean, usually mine was always for giveaways at the beginning until people started requesting, wanting to buy some. Oh, that was the other thing. Doing that, I had used my parade food. That was so nice. That lady at the end, I'm talking in the video about how we were still in pursuit of the pineapple. We didn't get our pineapple, and she heard me as she's walking by, and they had gotten a few of them. I guess they knew somebody. And the more nice red garnets in that. I like those. And gives me a pineapple. It's very nice. But yeah, it was a fun day. But I apologize, just like being out here, I was hitting it, and I was every time when I messed up at one point where I paused it, and I didn't pause it. So then whenever I went to hit play, I paused it, and then from then on I was locked in until I took the camera down and was doing something else, and then we got caught up on the end floats. Look at that gold showing up there. We got a few pieces along with his buddy there. And some black sand holding that stuff down. So we got us a few little flakes in there with it too, besides those. Get that silver out of the way. It'll eventually wash back. Sometimes that silver will look like gold when you got it in there with it, until you get it side by side like that. And yeehaw, we got 3 pieces of gold. We got a Star Trek badge silver there. I like that. But very nice. RJ's comes through. We're at the bottom of another pan. We hadn't seen much gold coming up, but we found one on this one. But I've been battling the wind so much out here, I forgot about the pick a number, any number between 1 and 100, as long as it's the same number I picked. You could be a wiener. Gonna be, I haven't got it made up yet. It's gonna be a little pay dirt bottle on this one. Probably a couple of tenths of gold in it. But check that out. We got a bunch of silver. Man, the wind is just blowing me over here. Literally, I'm trying to do this, and the wind blows my pan up out of my hand while I'm trying to pan. But yeah, along with that silver, see how it's lifting it up? Jeez! I need another rock. That pan had dirt in it before, now it's empty. But yeah, you wouldn't want that to do it with a little bit of stuff like this in the bottom, flip your gold out. All right, back out, because I can't wrestle, hold that, and do this all at the same time. It is crazy out here. I have a yard to go do too, but I don't like doing that either when it's like this, because when you're cutting, you turn against the wind, it blows the shit all up in your face. It's like, you know, again, it'll be all right. I'll wait till the damn wind passes. But we have got us a few nice little samples up there. Yeah, I've just been picking out copper and all the silver as I've been going through this. And yeah, the last I wasn't doing much at a time because I was getting it out, like all that little pieces there I'm picking out as we go. We got a nice batch of stuff coming out. But man, I can't hold this steady. Between that, try to brace the camera. So all right, well, there we go. A nice a nice little bit off of this one. And that's not copper up there with it, is it? One of those pieces may be copper. We'll figure it out when we do the snuffer dump. All right, now I'm going to go through and pick out all that silver, because we're going to want to get an accurate weight on that, since it's an included amount in the pay dirt. We got to see, we got to be accurate on it. So it's adding up. We got a bunch of those little silver splinters. So, all right, continue on. We're down at the bottom of another one, and you can see I got all my copper and silver out of the way. It leaves us one little nuggie there. I gotta start watching my time now on my mic, because I've been running it for too long. I didn't turn it off. That means it'll die on me without warning. But yeah, we're at the bottom of this one. Got a bunch more silver, and we have some nice little guys there. One piece of copper. That's a piece of gold. It's holding a little piece of silver hanging up there with it. It was like the best part of those kids' days. I just couldn't agree with you. Absolutely. You know, kids today, they have so many distractions. As you know, they have video games, they have their phones. It's some beautiful gold that they put in these. Look, that's got some nice character in that little ridges and waves. Awesome. There we are at the bottom of our pan, but we didn't have any gold in this one. It was just silver. So I was thinking we'd find some little tiny flakes in the end there, but we did not. So let's check our snuffer. Let's see how our vial looks here. We've got some nice chunky gold in there. I know that. And we're looking for a 0.5 gram, and I am betting we are there from what I've seen go through. I think get a better look at it under the light when we get in. But there is our gold. We have our cleaned up silver. And we've got some beautiful pieces of that besides our giant piece. Lots of very nice shards and branches. So very cool. We have a wide variety of our polished stones, our cut. Look at that big that giant gem there on top. Our copper. That's an awesome rock right there. I love that. It almost looks like it's glowing, like it's luminescent. And then our ice cube, like our green and white, lots of reds and blues. That orange, look at that. That's crazy. That orange. Lots of little greens. Nice piece of slate. Some more of that. I think that may be, I'm not sure if that's amber or not. We had some pieces before that were amber. And then lots of those look like opal chips that are polished. Tiger's eye. So just a great variety and fun stuff to go through. And then not to mention, we've got our beautiful copper coin and our 2 vials. So we're going to get loaded up with everything here. I'm ready to get in out of the damn wind. I can tell you that. Secure this stuff. Tired of holding this camera. So we'll pick this up inside. We have quite the variety of items that we recovered from our day. I was out there for hours. I'll tell you, it took quite a while to get through all this stuff. It was a larger bag. Our silver overrides the camera. That crystallized silver. Can't get it too close. Quite the variety of color. It's again depending on what they're sitting on, they look different, but awesome. And of course, our beautiful gold. And I didn't find when I dried it up. Like I said, I didn't see anything other than that little piece of scrap there. I didn't see anything that wasn't moving like gold, or didn't look like gold up close. So I think we were good on all our stuff. Very nice. Our scale is zeroed out. Mischief, get down from there. Hey, get back. Messing with the damn cabinet. Zero out our.
What were you doing last night at 3 o'clock in the morning? Probably sleeping, or at least you were in bed, like most of us. Bonding in cash or icing MS-13.
First reaction is all of our law enforcement.
There we go. 0.519. Well, it moved from 8 to 9, 9 to 8. 0.519 to 520. We're holding at 1.19. So awesome. That's our half a gram. 0.519. We're going to put that out. Let's see what our giant piece of silver weighs. It says it was guaranteed 6 grams of silver. And that one piece weighs 10.2 grams. And they sell their silver for $80 an ounce. I think you can get it for a discount for like $70 or something. They have it marked down. So let's see what we got for a total. There's all our little stuff. There's our 6.65. So 16.86. Over a half an ounce of silver in that. Very cool. Once again, you just can't, I can't stress the, how much I like this company and how good these people are with their material. And like I said, you can see how cool the stuff is that you get in the variety. And like I said, I got the first bag I got from them. I had a bismuth crystal. And then we've also got our beautiful coin. I don't know. I thought it came very quickly, so it was very, very nice of them. 999 fine copper, very, very awesome. There you go. When you put the light on, it could be gold whenever it's glaring on it till you get that turn. It looks like a giant shiny penny. And then we have I forgot still have to do. There's our Bayou Gold Guy Paydirt bottle for our live chat giveaway. And you can see it's already got some stuff in it there. I'm gonna put in at least 2/10 of gold on it. I haven't separated yet. I was getting this drawn up so I could get this finished tonight, before dinner. Actually, I got to clear the counter because the cat's waiting for their dinner. So our winning number for tonight's prize is number, let's say, I didn't write anything down, so we're going to call this one number 87. The winning number is 87. Congratulations to our winner, live chat winner. Appreciate you guys so much. We're going to see what our ROI came out to on this. We're going to figure the silver in on it at crystallized silver price. And, their price, so we'll call it, they say $80, $70 to $35 on that, and then 50, half a gram on our gold, and for the price of our bag, since it was a gold and silver bag. And again, the gems, we always just count all this stuff, and that, as I said before, we spent a lot of money to get stuff that looked like that from I'm sure when you're in the business doing the mining and the gold, that it's just like Mike getting his garnets from somebody that was a good source. He said it was a couple that he had dealt with for a long time. That's what they did. They polished garnets, and that was his supply. And sometimes they'd be flat, sometimes they'd be round, sometimes they were larger. But it was always, it's natural material. Once again, you never can count on that stuff to stay around because it's all finite. Gold is at $100.78 when I looked early today, a gram. Back on just to double check, and we're at 0.526. So that's our official weight now on this. Oh, look at our lobster claw there. Like I said, it's either a lobster claw or it could be like that critter from Star Wars. But any rate, beautiful gold. Really a fun material to go through. One I highly recommend, and some very cool stuff. This one I had gotten on, when was it? March 17th. And it arrived here on March 25th. And they still sent me a copper coin and apologizing for it taking too long because they went out of town. So I'm, you know, is that the piece that I questioned there? There was one that moved too much, but I ended up seeing that it had some quartz, a little bit of rock in it. That's why it had been zipping around. But at any rate, yeah, it came very quickly, like all their stuff does. It was $105 for this bag, postage paid. So I take off $10 for postage because I don't include postage in my ROIs. And if a company is shipping without postage, I mean, it doesn't matter. I know that, maybe they get a little break on mass postage, or setup. I don't know. I just take it off. That's what it would cost us to ship it. More than 10, but $10 off just to give a break in appreciation for companies that do that, and a little acknowledgement, if you will. So that comes down to $95 for this pay dirt. It was guaranteed with a half a gram, nice batch of silver, and our 0.524 final total on our gold gave us a $50.39 gold value. And their crystallized silver sells for like I said, $80, but you can get it for $70 an ounce. So we're going to count it as $35. I think that's a fair thing because that's part of what they advertise the bag for. Now, $35 we're giving them for the silver, and then our gold value on the day I bought it was still $29.91. It's basically $100.78 a gram today. So it's made money since I bought it. So but we count our values on the day that we purchase our material, like you would on any investment that you make. So 0.524 grams gave us the $50.39 gold value. For our gold, $35, that gave us an $83.39 total. That gives us an 88% ROI on our bag for this stuff. So, and once more, that does not include these beautiful. Let's see. I guess we should take a look at those with the. We have our previous RJs, and if you we're gonna go ahead and just. Actually, I might keep them all together in this bag instead of the vial. It's easier to store this. I have storage issues with all this stuff now. There's from our previous RJ's bags, including that very cool heart cut, that beautiful whatever that aquamarine beautiful blue there is. The reds, we had that was one of my favorites right there. That pair that has the it in the sun, it looks like a rainbow. It's very, I don't know if it was some kind of faceting on the quartz, or if it was what it was. But you can see there we've got a nice variety that we've gotten before. I like that blue. And then we have our new ones. Where are we there? That we just got all out of this one bag, and we're going to add them all together. But yeah, if we zoom there, we're zoomed in. I basically really want to look at that orange one and get a better look at it. Where are we? Where am I here? There we are. As you can see, I mean, it's hard to see that faceting on it because I thought it was actually a softer stone and maybe it was rounded off. But no, you can see through that, through the reflections that is definitely a large faceted orange something. And when you look at it on the back side, you can see where the facets run all the way around the other sides too. There's our the very yellowish, our peridos. There's that big. I'm almost zoomed in too much for that big one. But yeah, just awesome. You know, very cool stuff. And where's our little heart? Actually, I thought I had sent that to someone. Maybe I intended to and forgot to. Where it skirts the edge, and then when you flip it over, very like I said, it's very cool. I really enjoy this stuff. And then that's a big Herkimer diamond that came in one of them. I believe it's a Herkimer diamond. Maybe it's not, with that kind of quartz fastening like that. I've never looked at this under here. I always assumed it was a Herkimer just because the way it looked from the looking at it like that, you know, in normal light. But when you see the faceting and the striations throughout it, it almost looks like a shocked quartz quality to it. That is really cool. I've never noticed that. That's that side there, the first side we saw where it's got that, where it comes together. Very awesome. Of course, you can see the bubbles captured in it. That could be ancient air sealed in tight from gas or some kind of ancient gases. But yeah, very, very fun stuff to do. And look at that, how that looks in this light. The red, that ruby red. Like, yeah, Bayou, we've seen it. They're colored rocks. But I mean, like I said, I've just seen the description on what these things were cut from. I just thought it looked too good to be colored glass, the way it held up without being chipped or broken in pay dirt bags with other rocks and dirt is what made me wonder about it. I would think if this was, you know, your typical rhinestone type costume jewelry stuff, which maybe it is, I just don't know. But I would have thought it would not look this good after being banged around in a bag of rocks and dirt, abrasives. But I enjoy it very much. We're going to add all of our previous RJ's gold to our pile there. And we're getting a pretty nice little collection of RJ's. A very good deal for what you got. A little piece with some quartz in it there. Add this back to our RJ's vial, and I'd recommend. Like I said, I've recommended this every time we do it. It's always fun. Oh, there's our lobster claw. Except for the first time, it kind of imprints on me. Then when I saw it that first time, it looked like the big round claw that you get on the lobster. Maybe because lobster was fresh on my mind since I just had my lobster risotto. Like I said, you get the kids involved in this. They can have some fun. You get them interested in geology and science and everything else that goes along with it. Especially the girls will love it because it's pretty. The boys will love it because it's like pirate treasure, man. Hell yeah, you're gonna love that kind of stuff. So it's it knows no bounds in fun and in learning. So that's why. Oh, that's my nice I was looking at that earlier. I'd like to figure out how to get a shine on this. This is a thank you from just like RJ's throwing in that throwing in that coin. This was from Mammoth, and they were blocked off from getting their spring. I believe this was from last year. They were blocked off from getting their spring road opened up there in the Great White North. So they were delayed. Well, I think it delayed them a couple of days from whenever she thought she was going to send it out, Kayla. So she'd included this in this container whenever my order came in. First time I'd gotten anything from Mammoth Gold, and look at that. How beautiful that is, and that gold just laces all the way around that. I was looking at it because I saw Mike at Gold Nugget Sales did his video on the upcoming giveaway. And did you pick up on the subtle clues? But yeah, and I was thinking, how could I get that gold to get more polish, get more shine coming through? I don't want to really. It's not connected. I don't have one of those connectivity probes like he shows where you can touch one side and see where it runs from one to the other. But just from the weight of it, I was pretty sure we didn't know it was not running through. But it's been so long now, I've forgotten what that even was. 1.368. She threw in a 1.368 gram nugget on top. That's why my 1 gram order came out to almost 4 grams or something. Whenever I got it, the first one I'd ever done, it was incredible. And then I watched, if you've seen John R. Prospecting did his Mammoth where he did 10 bags, and he for 10 bags he ended up with. He was hoping to get 50. He ended up with over 16.5 grams, I believe, of gold. You buy these at 2 bags at a time from them, even with expedited shipping from Mammoth up there in Canada. Even with expedited shipping at $23, you're talking $12 a bag. It was average out to postage on it, and I've never gotten. I don't think I've gotten anything less than 120% ROI from anything I've gotten from them. They're the ones that got that beautiful half ounce from. It's becoming we've gone from RJ's to Mammoth, but it's all about what's best for you guys. That's why I ever started doing this, and I had the knowledge of John R. Prospecting and the vast knowledge and intelligence from Jammin' Jeff and his experience. He's responsible for some of the pay dirts you guys are still buying from some of the that are out there on that he helped get started whenever they were years ago. The man knows his gold, and he also knew who not to buy from, and he had a list, and he filled me in first thing, and then there are always new ones coming out, so we just kept adding on to that. But it's been a while since I've done a golden bag. I used to do a golden bag at least once a year as a cautionary tale for new people that hadn't watched or seen the. I have a golden playlist in my playlist on my channel. You click on it and see all the golden videos I've done, and except for one where I actually got a very high ROI of over 50% or something like that, but they replaced a damaged bag for me, and it apparently seemed to have beefed. I got one of their rare or imaginary bonus bags, because it wasn't. I never got anything under Bayou Gold Guy. It always comes out from my real name, and so especially back when I was doing this early days, it was there was no way anybody would connect me with anything being even from Louisiana. But yeah, I'd like to get that gold where it would show up really. Like, see, whenever without the light of the camera on it, kind of gets lost in it. But at the stuff I was buying from that I've bought from Gold Nugget Sales and from that I bought from Gold Bay in a pay dirt bag, this was $100 a gram for that right there. So we're at $136 for spot price for that lump of quartz with some gold lacing all around it. But it's like, well, when it's going out charging you for that, then I mean, when it's coming in and they're charging you for that, then for me, when it's going out, that's where you start at. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, what's all that with the with our gold from stuff that Gold Bay, Gold Bay did, the Eagle Mine, Eagle's Nest Mine, whatever that we all got the $150 a gram crystallized gold that he was putting out with the white quartz. So you're paying $150 a gram for white rock with some gold sticking out of it. And I don't know why I'm talking about it when I have a few grams of it here. Where is it? Where are we on there? But that's the stuff that he was putting out. And there is one of the pieces that I got for $150 a gram. So if y'all have watched the channel, you've seen this piece before repeatedly. But I'll give him credit, he did. On the 3 grams, I think I got 4.5 grams weight. So he did not count me a full $150 a gram for that little piece of gold sticking off the sticking out of that hunk of quartz. But it is, gorgeous stuff. And see how it bends around. And then the rest of it that I've got, the other one that have that has the lesser amounts of more of a quartz accents in them. They're so gnarly, they tangle together where they look almost like one piece of gold. You have to kind of free them up. They get all mangled together where they hook into each other because see, that's not, or is that one piece? I thought that was 2 pieces. Hell, maybe I don't remember my own gold. That seems larger than I remembered it. But yeah, that is that crystalline $150 a gram super gold. So, and there's the piece I was talking about that has some quartz in it. I always liked this one. It reminded me of like one of those little like my little Trump Lego guy with the little cup hands. See how he's got the little he's got these little protrusions that come out on each side with little U's on them. But so now that it's $3,000, because when I got this for $150 a gram, gold was about $60 a gram. So then how do you gauge the value of gold that you paid $150 a gram for when it was you were paying over twice its value? So that means this is worth $300 a gram now. But yeah, see, he looks like he's got his little head at the top, and then his 2 arms that come out, and his quartz body. Very reminiscent of the little curved cup hands on my little Lego Carson Trump that I got in. Because we're busy making America great again. But that's what I always saw when I first saw that. It was like the upper torso of one of those little figures with the two arms sticking out and the little cupped wishbone hands. If that's the case, I should put that on. I should put that on eBay right now for 300 and. Well, no, because it's. What was it? What does this one weigh? 1.33 grams. You can see how much of that is gold. But it is, again, that's why they call them, that almost looks like a gargoyle or a dragon with his head looking, that's his head, and there's his wings on the back side, and his tail droops over the edge of the cliff. That's what's awesome about gold, man. No matter how I've looked at this thing a million times since I got it, and I never saw it from this angle, and looked at it and saw that possibility. And I know, yes, Mr. Minx is going to have something else that he sees on it, and everybody else will too. That's what's cool about it. But you can see where it runs through. It's connected all the way through to that. So this is one of those that would probably, that connectivity probe might actually reach through from one side to the other on it. But I know it's not the same type of gold, but I should be able to get that gold looking a little more like this gold. And I know Dave cleaned his specimen gold like that and cleans his gold. I would like to see if I could get it to shine up, because that would be another one that I would not mind trying to flip and get some new pay dirt from before it goes up higher as it's going. Well, all right, my friends, I believe that will wrap up this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and I thank y'all so much for tuning in, and please hit that like and subscribe button if you have not yet done so and would like to be part of the channel. It is much appreciated. Big thanks goes out to RJ and Eric for this awesome pay dirt, and hopefully you guys will get a chance to try some of that for yourself, because again, as I've done with every bag, I highly recommend it. It's a good deal, and it's really fun stuff to go through. So that being said, I guess we're running a little long even for me on this one, but I just thought it was cool seeing that, checking out that stuff at the end, looking at some gold in our items. So yeah, thank y'all for being part of it. Congratulations to our live chat winner. It was actually 4 years ago this month that I bought my first bag of pay dirt for the channel, and then I started my first video in May. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's been 4 years of a lot of fun with you guys coming up. We'll be doing something else. Also, we've got 3 years in a couple of weeks, 3 years of Saturday night grilling on the Bayou. Every Saturday night for 3 years. That sounds kind of crazy too, but thank you all so much that have been a part of that. So with that, we'll come here. You ready? Yeah. He's got to have the boy. We got to have the boy. So yeah, thank y'all so much once again, and we got some really cool stuff coming up next week. I had a bag that came in from Ozark Buck. He had a 10-bag production he did with one of them with the bonus nugget. He has not yet had anyone announce that they've gotten the bonus bag, and I've got number 10 of 10 that we'll be getting into next week. So we're really looking forward to that one. So join us then, and until then, this is Bayou Gold Guy saying thank y'all for watching. Take care of each other, and peace out, my friends. And the Wonder Dog says thank you too. Just look at that bag of jewels. That is cool.